Guys, what is up? This is Season 2, Episode 5. Sorry it's been a little bit since I made the last episode, but I've been busy kind of, so let's get into Season 2, Episode 5. And we're getting even closer. There are 4 people in the All-Star episode so far, and we need 10 because I decided to do just 10 people because it will make the seasons go by way faster, so let's get into it. We have, for District 1, we have Bolivia, Central African Republic, Pakistan, Malta. For District 2, we got Egypt, Bahamas, Albania, Azerbaijan. In District 3, we got Mongolia, New Zealand, Kuwait, and Sri Lanka. In District 4, we got Senegal, Brazil, Cuba, and Zimbabwe. In District 5, we got Vanuatu, Kenya, India, and Benin. In District 6, we got Somalia, Guinea-Bissau, Honduras, and Mauritius. In District 7, we got Luxembourg, Angola, Thailand, and Montenegro. So let's get into it. The bloodbath. As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horns sound. Kuwait runs away from the cornucopia. Vanuatu grabs a shovel. Pakistan runs away from the cornucopia. Senegal runs away from the cornucopia. Sri Lanka scares Zimbabwe away from the cornucopia. Benin runs away from the cornucopia. Kenya gathers as much food as he can. Guinea-Bissau runs away from the cornucopia. Bahama runs away from the cornucopia. Montenegro runs away from the cornucopia. India grabs a backpack, not really realizing it is empty. Central African Republic runs away from the cornucopia. Albania runs away from the cornucopia. Malta runs away from the cornucopia. Somalia runs away from the cornucopia. Azerbaijan takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Honduras grabs a shield leaning on the cornucopia. Brazil runs away from the cornucopia. New Zealand runs away from the cornucopia. Mongolia convinces Cuba to not kill her, only to kill her instead. Luxembourg, Mauritius, and Angola work together to get as many supplies as possible. Thailand runs away from the cornucopia. Egypt runs away from the cornucopia. Bolivia gathers as much food as he can. Day 1. India overhears Brazil and Guinea-Bissau talking in the distance. Albania diverts Azerbaijan's attention and runs away. Mongolia travels to higher ground. New Zealand makes a wooden spear. Thailand practices their archery. Pakistan, Honduras, Vanuatu, Central African Republic, and Angola hunt for other tributes. Kuwait fishes. Bahama explores the arena. Mauritius is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Sri Lanka stalks Benin. Somalia and Senegal split up to search for resources. Luxembourg tries to spearfish with a trident. Montenegro picks flowers. Malta scares Bolivia off. Kenya searches for firewood. Zimbabwe receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Egypt searches for a water source. Fallen tributes. One cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Cuba. Night 1. Azerbaijan quietly hums. Angola and Thailand talk about the tribute still alive. Senegal, India, and Honduras get into a fight. Honduras triumphantly kills them both. Benin, Brazil, and Central African Republic cheerfully sing song together. Malta receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Guinea-Bissau fends Mauritius, Luxembourg, and Egypt away from his fire. Somalia tends to his wounds. New Zealand and Montenegro run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Vanuatu sleep in shifts. Albania convinces Kenya to snuggle with her. Zimbabwe loses sight of where she is. Mongolia begs for Kuwait to kill her. She refuses, keeping Mongolia alive. Bolivia shoots an arrow into Bahama's head. Day 2. Vanuatu tends to Mauritius' wounds. Guinea-Bissau tries to spearfish with a trident. Azerbaijan questions her sanity. Mongolia tracks down and kills Egypt. Somalia diverts Bolivia's attention and runs away. Thailand fishes Honduras, stabs Brazil while her back is turned. Mongolia travels to higher ground. Albania constructs a shack. Benin receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Montenegro stalks Pakistan. Sri Lanka, Central African Republic, and Malta hunt for other tributes. Zimbabwe defers Kenya's attention and runs away. New Zealand receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Kuwait searches for a water source. Luxembourg hunts for other tributes. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Senegal, India, Bahamas, Egypt, Brazil. Night 2. Sri Lanka is awoken by nightmares. Mongolia, Albania, and Pakistan discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Angola convinces Kuwait to snuggle with her. Somalia receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Guinea, Bissau, Kenya, and Montenegro discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Honduras and Benin talk about the tribute still alive. Bolivia thinks about home. Central African Republic and Vanuatu sleep in shifts. Azerbaijan, Malta, Thailand, and Zimbabwe sleep in shifts. New Zealand, Mauritius, and Luxembourg cheerfully sing songs together. Day 3. Sri Lanka injures himself. Montenegro and Azerbaijan hunt for other tributes. Vanuatu sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Kenya hunts for other tributes. Mongolia severely injures Somalia but puts him out of his misery. Central African Republic runs away from Benin. Pakistan receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Thailand discovers a river. New Zealand collects fruit from a tree. Angola tends to Zimbabwe's wounds. Bolivia chases Malta. Guinea, Bissau discovers a river. Albania practices their archery. Kuwait and Mauritius split up to search for resources. Luxembourg tends to Honduras' wounds. 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Somalia. Night 3. Albania tries to sing herself to sleep. Pakistan tries to sing himself to sleep. Luxembourg and Azerbaijan huddle for warmth. Montenegro tends to Kenya's wounds. Sri Lanka, Benin, Vanuatu, Thailand, and Malta track down and kill Mongolia. Wow, why did they need that many people to kill one person? Don't know. New Zealand screams for help. Mauritius and Honduras talk about the tribute still alive. Central African Republic and Kuwait tell stories about themselves to each other. Zimbabwe convinces Bolivia to not kill her, only to kill him instead. Angola destroys Guinea-Bissau's supplies while he is asleep. Day 4. Pakistan camouflages himself in the bushes. Malta searches for a water source. Angola explores the arena. Sri Lanka begs for Kenya to kill him. He refuses, keeping Sri Lanka alive. Mauritius kills Thailand as she tries to run. Luxembourg spears Albania in the abdomen. Central African Republic receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Vanuatu overhears Zimbabwe and Kuwait talking in the distance. Azerbaijan strangles Montenegro with a rope. Guinea-Bissau hunts for other tributes. New Zealand receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Benin attacks Honduras, but she manages to escape. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Mongolia, Bolivia, Thailand, Albania, Montenegro. Night 4. Malta passes out from exhaustion. Vanuatu and Pakistan hold hands. Sri Lanka convinces Benin to snuggle with him. Mauritius thinks about winning. Honduras begs for Central African Republic to kill her. She refuses, keeping Honduras alive. Zimbabwe and Kuwait talk about the tribute still alive. Guinea-Bissau sees a fire but stays hidden. Luxembourg is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Angola destroys Kenya's supplies while he is sleeping. New Zealand is awoken by nightmares. Azerbaijan thinks about winning. Day 5. Zimbabwe picks flowers. Kenya camouflages himself in the bushes. Mauritius collects food from Mercury. Vanuatu questions his sanity. Malta and Benin split up to search for resources. Azerbaijan, Sri Lanka, Honduras, and Kuwait raid Luxembourg's camps while he is hunting. Angola receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. New Zealand constructs a shack. Pakistan constructs a shack. Central African Republic defeats Guinea-Bissau in a fight but spares his life. Arena event. A tsunami rolls into the arena. Kuwait survives. Luxembourg defeats Azerbaijan but throws her in the water to make sure she dies. New Zealand and Vanuatu smash their heads together as the tsunami rolls in, leaving them both to drown. Mauritius holds Zimbabwe underwater to drown. Malta is swept away. Kenya fatally injures himself on debris. Sri Lanka defeats Guinea-Bissau but throws him in the water to make sure he dies. Benin is swept away. Honduras holds Pakistan underwater to drown. Angola survives. Central African Republic fatally injures herself on debris. 10 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Azerbaijan, New Zealand, Vanuatu, Zimbabwe, Malta, Kenya, Guinea-Bissau, Benin, Pakistan, and Central African Republic. Night 5. Mauritius tends to his wounds. Kuwait goes to sleep. Sri Lanka dies from thirst. Luxembourg is unable to start a fire and sees without warmth. Angola receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Honduras goes to sleep. Day 6. Mauritius dies from an infection. Honduras falls into a pit and dies. Luxembourg injures himself. Kuwait attacks Angola, but she manages to escape. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Sri Lanka, Mauritius, and Honduras. Night 6. Angola severely slices Kuwait with a sword. Luxembourg and Angola threaten suicide. They die and lose. No one wins. That is the first ever episode that nobody ended up winning. But let's see the placements. So, there were Luxembourg and Angola, who were last surviving, but they ended up dying. Kuwait got 3rd place. Honduras, Mauritius, Sri Lanka, Central African Republic, Pakistan, Benin, Guinea-Bissau, Kenya, Malta, Zimbabwe, Vanuatu, New Zealand, Azerbaijan, Montenegro, Albania, Thailand, Bolivia, Mongolia, Somalia, Brazil, Egypt, Bahamas, India, Senegal, and Cuba got last. So I just want to see the district placements. Not the placements because I already did that. District placements. So District 7 got 1st, District 3 was 2nd, 3rd with District 6, 4th with District 1, 5th with District 5, 6th with District 4, and 7th with District 2. So, since we had no winners, there will be nobody moving on to the All-Star episode. So, thank you for watching and stay tuned for episode 6 of Random Country Hunger Games.